Do you like a strong man or a weak man?
Strong.
So that strong man is your leader?
No.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
He's your leader.
No, he's not.
All right, how about your grandparents? Was there a leader?
Maybe. Back in that time.
Why are you opposed to that now?
Because we're in the new, like, everything's different now. Women are, it's such
More miserable?
I know society talks a lot about narcissistic men, but I want to talk about narcissistic women. Women, the gentler sex, right? What's gentle about using a man for his money and possessions? City girls up one, right? City girls, the ones that's teaching y'all how to be narcissistic women. These are the women that you want to follow and take advice from? You lie to men, you cheat on men, you plot on men, and then you manipulate them into believing that you're truly remorseful and that you've actually changed because you use sex to your advantage because you know sex, by using sex, you're rousing this man's primal instinct. And narcissistic women love codependency, so you use sex because you know a codependent male is going to fold based off pure instinct and admiration. And narcissistic women have no emotion to offer. So they use physical manipulation and sexual manipulation because their emotional maturity and vulnerability is damn near non-existent. And let's talk about the narcissistic roles, okay? You're pursuing this man who has a child and you know he's looking for a fit stepmother. So you're going to play this caring, nurturing, loving role when that's not you. You don't even like kids. Here you are rubbing this man head down every night, cooking him dinner every night because you're trying to secure the relationship. And the only reason you're trying to secure the relationship is to make it look like you have your shit together to society. And don't let me get started on the ones who do everything in their might to prevent their exes from moving on and actually being happy. Because if the happiness is not from you, it doesn't matter, right? Or the ones who use their children as a means to control their child's father. You're using your child in a way to manipulate this man into either staying or not moving on so he cannot have a satisfying life. And then you have the narcissistic women who just lie unnecessarily. Lying and talk about, yeah, I lost my job and that's the reason why I'm in this situation. Or yeah, I was pregnant at this and this time. Yeah, baby, I'm pregnant right now. Yeah, baby, I had a miscarriage. What did you miscarry? A thought? And for all of you women who continue to glorify these city girls and you listen to this poison all the damn time taking advice from them women, they are training you to become a narcissistic woman. Stop!
Nigga with money ain't for to be around here looking for hoes. The hoes be looking for the niggas with the money. So you loud, you broke, you standing on the couch, you just doing the most. That's
logical premise that women have been lied to. A lot of women think that at 19, everything is about career, you know? But when they reach 30, they realize, well, what about family? Family starts to become the most important thing, right? Because you're at a prime of life where from there, it starts to become downhill when it comes to your fertility. So a lot of the times, women nowadays are told career is the most important thing.
Yes.
That is a lie, of course.
Well said.
It is a lie because we are biologically wired and men also have their wires, but women are biologically wired to give birth, to bring life, and we are intrinsically interested more in people, and men are intrinsically interested more in things. That's why you have more women nurses and more men that are engineers or architects. Does not mean that cognitively, men and women have actually overlapped more in similarities than in differences. So we have differences in interest, but cognitive ability is about the same. So we could say that mentality, we are equal. Interested, like the things that we are interested in, then we are totally different, you know?
And another part of that she missed is that when she's looking for a mate and she's bringing to the table a job, bringing a title, it's something a man that's looking to start a family doesn't care about whatsoever, especially when she's angling for a man on her level or higher. And the so-called strong, independent boss babe mentality tells them that they need to be high earners, highly educated, have a bunch of prestige, corner office, all this stuff dwindles their ability to find a man that they can be hypergamous with. The pool's only getting smaller and smaller. It's a 60 to 40 split. Women are going to college in more numbers and growing than there are men going to college today. So her pool of available candidates will keep getting lower, and she will want kids as soon as she hits 30, 35, 40, have to freeze eggs now, and time's running out. The man she's looking for is looking for her 10 years younger.
Women are also more agreeable. Men are not so agreeable.
Yeah.
So women will settle for an average man. as you said. But nowadays, because of this lie that career.
Women don't want to settle for average men. That's a lie. They want to secure a Chad if possible. And they only start knocking off that status when they get older and older and the options dry up, like I said before. That's the only time. It's I rather settle than die alone. But it's gotten so delusional today that a lot of them are choosing to buy a cat or a dog and die alone instead of having an average man. Quote average. A man that will love you.
It's the most important. Everybody is like, I don't want to settle. I can do the most for me. But realistically, once you reach 30, you start looking everywhere because biologically your clock is ticking.
Perfect.
And you want to settle and you need to settle and you want a family.
I'm going to say, you can say that they want to settle. A lot of them are not. You know,
No,
that's why we have this new
definitely,
phenomenon where a lot of ladies, I'm Marie's kid by myself.
Perfect.
Oh,
Get
of course.
spooned or
Of course.
I'm gonna
I
just-
love
Oiled up. I'm sitting on top of him. And I'm like, this guy, I'm sorry, Mom, why is he not getting hard? He's not even like showing any form of
Wow.
I know.
No. Here's the thing. The fact that this is
I
what
know.
you were thinking.
I know.
Wow.
As a woman, I know. And I'm like,
Well, she was insulted.
I'm insulted.
Really?
Yes. I'm like, is it me? I'm like, maybe he's gay. He's got to be gay. He has to be gay. Or maybe he's married and he's being like polite to his wife.
Why are weak men such a problem?
Well, weak people are a problem in general. And I don't mean physically weak. I mean cowardly, let's say, and deceitful, because I'm thinking it more in terms of moral weakness. Well, there's a variety of reasons. First of all, if you can't support your own weight, let's say, then someone else has to do it. And that's not good. And then if you don't make your pathway, if you don't pick a forthright and useful and noble pathway through life, then you'll become bitter and too hurt by the tragedy of existence. And then you tend to seek your revenge wherever you can get it. And that's not good. So it's a mistake on all fronts. It's not good for you. It's not good for your family. It's not good for the community. It's certainly not a good medium to long-term strategy because life is very, very difficult and you have to be prepared for that. I had a watcher the other night. He was at my lecture in Oslo, and he wrote me a letter. He was a 17-year-old boy, and he said that my work had been very helpful to him. His father had died suddenly about 6 months before, and he found his dad when he was dying and was very, very shocked and horrified and hurt by what had happened. And I had recommended on my YouTube lectures that one thing you could aim for was to be the strongest person at your father's funeral. And so that's what he did. And he helped his mom, and he wrote a 200-word eulogy and got through it. And so good for him. That's strength and necessary. It's a terrible thing that happened, but he did everything he could not to make it any worse than it had to be.
Make money off of child support. There's something called Title 4D, where let's say you go to court, dad is ordered to pay child support for mom. The state makes money off of this dad paying child support.
That's something a lot of people don't know today. The amount of money the state takes from child support. You would think that your baby mama is going to get every penny you send, or you think all these men that are paying child support, she's getting every penny. No, she isn't. This is why it's a scam. This is why it's perpetuated by all the courts, is because they're profiting. When they tell you they do this in the interest of the child, all they're thinking of is a cash register going ding, 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 and them collecting thousands, millions, hundreds of millions, $1 billion industry. It's not for the family. It's not for the betterment of the child's life. It's for the state to get paid. That's a scam.
The federal government reimburses the states, right, for collecting child support and dispersing it out. So you think, wait a minute, so if we had 50-50 custody, if we had kids are with mom half the time, with dad half the time, which, by the way, research shows is the absolute best for kids, what happens with child support? It's greatly reduced or there's none. The more child support the state can reel in, the more the federal government pays the states. It's a business, you guys. You think and then, of course, we've got the feminazis out there saying, these deadbeat dads, these poor moms. No, number one, these poor moms fought against a dad trying to get equal custody. All we want to talk about is dads. They're not deadbeat, they're dead broke.
Men could stop talking at any point in time, but they keep doing it. Shut up! Stop it! If you guys don't stop talking, castration is next. Castration is next. Castration is next.
Do I even need to say anything?